Hi, my name is Bob Frost. Thank you for viewing today. I've got something I want to share with you today, and it's called Spirit Power Up. You can actually power up your spirit. Now, if you're on a spiritual journey and you haven't powered up your spirit yet, you need to power up your spirit. And I'm gonna explain to you how you can do that in just a few minutes. But I have a book that I've written here, Experience the Kingdom. And if you'd like to get a free download of this book, you can go to www.faithquestnetwork.com, Spiritual Awakening, and fill out the form, and you can get an instant download of this, or you can go to Amazon. It's on sale there also. But I want to talk to you for a few minutes about spiritual awakening. I shared in my other video about spiritual awakening, about how you can experience a rebirth and be filled with joy, peace, and power. But today I want to talk to you specifically about spiritual powering up. There is a power that you can receive. There's a power that will come upon you after your rebirth. You got to be reborn first, but once you're reborn, you can experience the power of the Spirit. It will come upon you. Now, when I first started hearing about this, I was doing construction work in Alabama, and an African American Pentecostal preacher was telling me about how it could be filled with a Spirit. And I'm like, wow, I've already been reborn. There's more. And he said, yes, there's more. And so he said, read the book of Acts, Acts chapter 2, 1 through 4. And it talks about, in Acts chapter 2, 1 through 4, about how the apostles were all together in one accord, and how the Spirit of God came down upon them, and they were all filled with power. They were filled with the power of God. Their spirits were powered up so that they could go and be a witness and do different things that normally you're not able to do without the Spirit of God. And one of those things is to be able to speak in tongues. And you may be asking right now, well, what does it sound like to speak in tongues? Just like that. And the power comes upon you, and you have the power to be able to be a witness and do the things that you couldn't normally do. And so James was sharing with me about this, and I never experienced or received it or anything. So he said, come to his meeting at his church. And so I walk in the door at night, and I'm the only white guy there. Everybody else is African American, and I'm a little nervous and stuff, but I'm hungry. And this is one of the keys. You got to be hungry in order to get this power, because once you're hungry, you're position yourself in the place where you can receive this power. And I was hungry, and I went there. Boy, did they know how to worship and dance and praise, and I joined in with them and all that. And that was really great. And then afterwards, we went to a room and we started praying. And he was asking for the power to come upon me, and we prayed and prayed and prayed. And I don't know, it's probably getting closer to 10 o'clock, and I was actually at the point I wanted to give up. I'm like, okay, this is just not working. He said, just wait a few more minutes. And so we prayed a little bit longer, and as we were praying, the next thing that happened to me, I saw a vision. And this vision, I saw Jesus on the cross. And the next thing, I felt this energy, this power come all over my body, and it just clothed my body. And the next thing, my tongue started going, and it started flowing out of me. And it's just a power like you've never ever experienced before. I mean, I did all kind of drugs and all kind of different things, and I did acid and all kinds of stuff, and I've been on all kinds of, but never had I experienced the power that I experienced when I began to speak in tongues. And what I learned was this is just the doorway that opens up to even more supernatural power. So after that happened, I began to pray in the Spirit in tongues like that a lot, and I began to see visions, and I saw visions of people getting healed around me. I seen miracles happening. I began going on journeys in the Spirit, and I began to see soaring and flying, and begin to have all kind of different dreams and things. And it's the doorway that opens up all of the other supernatural adventures and stuff that can happen for you when you get filled with the Spirit. Now, I know this isn't for everybody, and I know a lot of people it's not going to believe it, but that's okay, because it happened to me. I know it's true, I know it's real, and I know it's for those who are really hungry in their heart, and they're really seeking, and they're really searching. And you can be filled with the power and have your spirit powered up and be able. And this isn't just a one-time feeling either. You can experience this every single day. Once your initial feeling happens, now you have the ability to speak in a supernatural language. And when you do that, when you speak in this supernatural language, what happens is it charges your spirit man up. Your spirit man gets empowered on the inside, and you're able to be a witness. It's kind of like if you've got a car battery, and the car battery, you leave your lights on and the battery's dead. So what you have to do is you have to put a charger, a battery charger on it, and you let it sit there for a while, and that battery charger will slowly build that battery up, and eventually it will get where you can put it in the car, and it'll crank the car, it'll run the lights, it'll do everything. It's the same thing with you and me. As we charge ourselves up in the spirit, our spirit man gets charged up. It works really well when you're down and discouraged, or maybe you're going through a time of depression. Praying in the spirit just, it runs all the darkness off. It runs all the impure powers away. It causes everything to flee from you that's attacking you, because it begins to see there's a power in you that's coming out and being released. And that's what we're called to do, is release this power. And as our spirit man is powered up on the inside, we can release the power and we can do what we're called to do. And this is for you. And basically all you have to do is, after you experience your rebirth, all you have to do then is begin to ask. Say, God, power up my spirit. Fill me with your spirit. Power me up. Charge me up. And then just allow God to fill you up. And as you begin to fill, you'll notice your tongue will begin to move. See, our tongue is our most unruly member. And it's the hardest one it is to tame, but when the Spirit gets a hold of it and the power gets hold of it, it begins to give you words that you can speak out that you never heard before. They're words of other languages. They're words that angels speak. They're communication between you and God Himself. And it's just an awesome thing to do. And I mean, I really encourage you, jump in, go after this with all your heart, and you'll find it. I'll talk to you soon.